And hello YouTube, this is Thomas Judge back once again with another YouTube reading guide series. Today is the ninth, penultimate video of a 10 video series I'm doing walking through the often overlooked and definitely misunderstood annual events published by DC throughout the 90s. In other words, to make the reading guide, I had to read or at least research the 200 comic issues that was every single DC annual published throughout the 90s. I used that knowledge to build this guide, and as I said and was very upfront in my very first video in the series, I didn't read the annuals in 1991, 92, and 93 because I don't read stuff that old. But I read everything from 94 onwards, including today's video, which is the DC Annual Event 1999. Today's video is going to be nice and short, and the reason for that is, again, much like the previous video in this series, which is for 1998, at this point DC starts stepping back from the annual crossover event idea. And this is a perfect example. This is the event JLApe, or subtitled Guerrilla Warfare. You'll see the pun, it's very clever. And this only has 8 issues in it. So this annual crossover event, I know it's bizarre, it featured members of the Justice League, brace yourself, being turned into apes by Gorilla Grodd. It's not an Elseworld story. I'm just going to point that out. This isn't like a Planet of the Apes spoof. It's not a spoof. It's not a tie-in. It's not an Elseworld. This is a legit in-continuity story in the DC universe where everyone got turned into apes by Gorilla Grodd. It's all one big single event. And as I say, it has 9 annuals that comprise it. However, as we jump into it, the first thing I'll point out is there is technically a prequel to this event, which is the issue Legends of the DC Universe number 19, as you can see here. Now, that issue technically goes before the event. If you read it, you will see it completely ties in. However, if you don't read it, you'll be fine. But just be aware that I think the first issue, which is this one, JLA Annual 3, does mention the previous one, Legends of the DC Universe 19. You don't have to read that, but if you can track it down, as I did, it does add useful context. After the JLA issue, the next one you need to read, and there's a specific order here. So after JLA, you need to read Batman, Annual number 23. This is written by Chuck Dixon. It's actually quite funny. It's basically a Pulp Fiction spoof. I mean, Pulp Fiction, the movie, had been out for a few years at this point, or at least 1 or 2 years, I think. And that was by Quentin Tarantino. And it's got all the tropes and all the memes and all the stuff we're familiar with. But I guess at this point in 1999, it was still fresh and exciting. So this issue spoofs it. Batman Annual 23 then leads into Aquaman Annual number 5. Now, this was written by John Ostrander. Oddly enough, the final page here says this is to be continued in Martian Manhunter number 8. Rest assured, that is not true. I've read every single page of this. I know exactly where it goes. It goes here. And it is followed by Wonder Woman Annual number 4. That is then followed by The Flash Annual number 12. And that issue is then followed by Superman Annual number 11, which is written by Abnett and Lanning, if you know the names. That issue is then followed by Green Lantern Annual number 8, which is written by Keith Giffen, who I'm not normally a fan of at all, because he basically just writes spoofy, jokey stuff. But this issue is actually really good. It's more about the ravages of war than anything else. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it really is good. Like, I was reading it and I was thinking to myself, did Garth Ennis write this? Like, this is a great issue, so check it out if you can. Anyway, that then goes into the finale, which is the final issue, and the final issue in this event is Martian Manhunter Annual 2. And you should read that right at the end. So those are the 8 issues, and then obviously that prequel I mentioned, Legend of the DC Universe. As you can see here, DC fandom listed as follows. Here's a screenshot for you. Cool, I hope that's helpful. This video is nice and brief. As usual, I try not to span it out. So thanks for watching, and as always, please support the channel. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. As always, please follow me on Twitter at I am Thomas Judge, where I will post a daily review of whatever comics I've been reading. You can get an idea of what I'm up to on the channel. And as always, please support the channel by heading over to Amazon.com and checking out my prose novel about superheroes. It's a completely original piece of work. The first episode in it is called Arrivals, and the series as a whole is called No Gods or Kings. You can find an excerpt of that on my website, nogodsorkings.com. Until next time, everybody, stay classy.